Hey guys, it is Shalompopculture. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the love and the support on the Normani video, the Chloe video. They're doing quite good. So thank you. I'm just gonna get into it. What is going on with Sabrina Carpenter? Why is she not mainstream? Why is she not at the peak of her career where she should be? Why is she not at the top? So I'm just going to go through her career. I'm not going to go through too much of her acting, but I will go through mainly her discography and her music, because obviously that's who I see her more as, and that's who the majority of the people see her as, is a musician and an artist, because that's what she is. So the majority of the people at the moment know her probably from starting out from Girl Meets World, which started in 2014, finished in 2017. She played the character Maya Ha. It's basically the spin-off on Boy Meets World, but it's the daughter of Topanga and I forgot the guy's name, but yeah, it's a spin-off. It did quite well. It lasted for 3 seasons, 2014, 2017. Whilst she was doing that show, she did release Can't Blame a Girl for Trying, which, oh my gosh, I still listen to that song to this day. Like, it's so nostalgic. It's just so catchy, and it's good. Okay, it's good. And she released Eyes Wide Open in 2015, which was her, Can't Blame a Girl for Trying was the lead single for Eyes Wide Open in 2015, and that was her album, and it did okay. It didn't do that bad, well, sort of did, but it was her first album, and she was signed under Hollywood Records. And if you know Hollywood Records, they've signed so many people, like obviously Sabrina Carpenter, Miley Cyrus, Zendaya, Orlando Brown. They've just signed so many. It's basically a music record Disney people, basically. They've signed so many people. And then she releases On Purpose as her lead single for the second album. And oh my gosh, like, On Purpose is such a bop. It is such a bop. And that was followed by Thumbs and Run and Hide. I love Thumbs to this day. That's one of my favourite Sabrina songs. Just saying. And then, in 20 did release her lead single for Singular Act 1 in 2018. And I can't remember the exact date, but I remember it was like in the summer. It was like June. I'm pretty sure it was June, I remember. And it's the perfect summer song, Almost Love. Almost Love, but it could be love. It's a very pop, electronic, sort of like dance song. And I'm just saying, Thumbs is one of Sabrina's biggest songs. He just putting that out there. And then Almost Love was followed by, I'm pretty sure it was Paris and Sumi, which is one of Sabrina Carpenter's biggest songs. And it is a bop as well. Like, you can't deny it's just a good song. Sumi, if you haven't listened to Sumi, go listen to it now. If you haven't listened to Thumbs or Almost Love, go listen to it now. It is amazing. And just sit and submerge yourself in their songs. And before I forget, Sabrina Carpenter did open for Ariana Grande's tour in 2017, which is a massive deal because it's Ariana Grande. Ariana Grande is not going to let just anyone open for her because it's Ariana Grande. Like, duh. Like, that just shows how talented she is. And then in 2019, I think this is where Sabrina goes wrong. She releases Singular Act 2, which is basically the second part of Singular Act 1. And I don't know why artists do this. They just released sort of part 2s of an album. And I feel like this is where artists go wrong, because it's too predictable, and the audience and the listeners, they already know what they're going to expect, because they know it's going to basically sound like part 1. So they're like, what's the point of listening to part 2 if I know what part 1 sounds like? It's not going to be anything different. And I think that's where Sabrina sort of went wrong. It was quite predictable. And then as a listener and a fan, I sort of had this. I was like, well, if Singular Act 1 sounds like this, then Singular Act 2 is probably going to sound like this, if you know what I mean. But my favourite songs of a Singular Act 2 are Exhale. Oh my gosh, Exhale is such a good song, and she just shows up her vocals and her high notes like perfectly. It's chef's kiss. I Can't Stop Me, which features Sweetie, like the only Sweetie song I'll listen to. Any other song featuring Sweetie I don't really listen to. Actually, that's a lie. I like Confetti with Little Mix, but yeah, normally Sweetie features I just skip because they're trash. I said what I said. Anyways, and Pushing 20 is Chef's Kiss as well. But, you know, Singular Act 2 didn't do as well as Singular Act 1, unfortunately. But she did redeem herself with a song which is called On My Way, which is another bop. It is a very electronic pop, drop beat, hyper, cute, summery, you know the vibes song. And it's with Alan Walker and I hope I'm saying this right, Faruko. And that is her biggest song to date. It's got about 522,700,000 and it's got a lot of streams. It's got like 500 million streams basically. So that was like her biggest song to date at the moment. So she did redeem herself with that one. And then in 2020, Sabrina, because she's a triple threat. She can sing, act, dance. So she was on Disney Plus, you know, the Disney Plus subscription thing, Disney. She was in a movie and it's called Clouds, and she released a soundtrack. I don't know to say if it's an album because she didn't really promote it, but on Spotify it says it's an album, so I'm going to call it an album. It's a soundtrack album, but it didn't do the best because I guess she didn't really promote it. She promoted the movie, but she didn't promote the soundtrack. So, you know, whatever. But yeah, the movie is good. But I personally, the soundtrack, I haven't really like sat down and listened to it, so I don't want to give my opinion on it yet. But that's another video, another thing. And in 2020, we have the dreaded Olivia Rodrigo releasing Driver's License. Just breathe right now. Just breathe with me. This song just ruined Sabrina's career. I'm not gonna lie. It destroyed her career. It is what it is. So basically, if you don't know Driver's License, which I would be very shocked, Driver's License was Olivia Rodrigo's like second song, I'm pretty sure, or whatever song. It was her biggest song to date. It's got 130 million streams, I'm pretty sure more. And you know, in the song, Olivia Rodrigo is basically talking about a girl that she's insecure about. She basically says, you're probably with that blonde girl, you know, and she makes me insecure, blah 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 blah. And you know, people started to suspect, like, who is this blonde girl who she's talking about? Who is the girl she's talking about? And her fans started to dig, and they found out it was Sabrina Carpenter. And it was basically a love triangle with Olivia, Joshua Bassett, and Sabrina Carpenter, which we thought at the time. But during this whole fiasco, whilst everything was going on, Olivia was getting awards, accolades, everything. She was getting the recognition. Sabrina kept quiet. She didn't say anything. She kept pretty quiet, and surprisingly, she didn't say anything. She didn't tweet about anything. She didn't post about anything. Even the interviews she would do to promote music and her other albums, she wouldn't say anything about Olivia Rodrigo. She kept it cute. She kept it classy. She kept it moving, which is something I respect about Sabrina Carpenter. Even though, you know, Olivia sort of let her fans slut shame and bully Sabrina Carpenter for like an entire year, maybe two. That's another video for another thing. Until 2021, when Sabrina released Skin, which she basically, it was basically, she didn't say it was a diss record, but she was basically just airing out how she felt, and she was telling her side of the story, which she had all right to do because Olivia told her side. So now it was Sabrina's time to tell her side and how she felt and how everything was going on. And at this point, she was signed to a new record label, Island Records, because Hollywood Records were just not doing it for Sabrina. They weren't really promoting her the best. They weren't really doing her justice for what she deserved. So she got signed to Island Records. And I'm not going to lie, at first, I didn't really like the song. Like, when I heard it, I was just like, I don't know. But then it grew on me, and now it's on my playlist, and I rinse that all day. It's the best song ever. And obviously once this song came out, the whole media were like comparing Skin to Driver's License. I'm pretty sure whilst Sabrina Carpenter was promoting Skin, it was her performing Skin on the Jimmy Fallon or Jimmy Kimmel show. I don't know. They both look the same. They both sound the same. I don't know which Jimmy is. Help me, please. Help me. Okay. I'm pretty sure it's Jimmy Fallon. And then the next week after that, or literally a couple days after, it was Driver's License, Olivia, who performed in there. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, they knew what they were doing. It was, yeah, so Sabrina performed Skin on the James Corden show. Sorry, I made that mistake. It was a James Corden show. Then they had Sabrina on the Jimmy Fallon, and that, you know, for each show, for the James Corden and Jimmy Fallon, that got a lot of views because people were just paying attention to basically compare and to look at each performance and each song. So that was quite a smart business move for each person, James and Jimmy Fallon or Kimmel. I don't know which one's which, still to this day. And also, Sabrina did release Honeymoon Fades in like 2020, I think it was, or 2019, and that song, oh my gosh, her vocals are vocaling, everything is perfect, the cover art is stunning. I wish it got the promotion it deserved, but it didn't. And oh my gosh, if you have not listened to that song, go listen to it right now. Obviously finish the video. That's a fun fact. A lot of you guys that watch my video, you are not subscribed, so subscribe right now. I see you. I've been looking at my statistics. A lot of you guys that watch my videos, you are not subscribed. And turn your notification bell on as well. Okay, back to the video. So yeah, she promoted the song Skin on Jimmy Fallon and show, and she did what she had to do to try and promote it the best. And then she prepared for her album rollout by releasing Skinny Dipping, which I also didn't like. Sorry. But it did grow on me. I just didn't like the fact that she was basically talking and singing at the same time. Like, she was having a conversation, and I know some people didn't mind that. And I know she said in an interview that she did that on purpose because she wanted to feel like she was having a conversation with someone, but I didn't like that. But it did grow on me. I did like it. And then after Skinny Dipping was released and she did the music video for it, which is a cute music video. It's cute. It's cute. It's like, you know, a music video. It was nothing for me to gasp about, you know what I mean? Then she released Fast Times, which, oh my gosh, that song is such a pop. I don't understand, like, what is going on. That song is amazing. Like, I don't know, I think it's because the music video as well is just chef's kiss. You know, she's paying, homage to Britney Spears in it with the pink outfit and, like, the wet hair and, like, the tight outfit, like, you know, and she's dancing as well, and, oh, it's just so good. It's chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. So, yeah, she released Fast Time, which I think should have been her lead single, but that's, you know, everyone has their own opinion. If I was Sabrina Carpenter's team, she should have released Fast Times first. And also, one thing I forgot to say, with Skin, I feel like she released it too late in a way. Like, it still did well because of the whole love triangle thing with Olivia, but she did it too late. She waited too long, and I feel like people were literally just waiting for Sabrina to say something. I feel like she should have acted on it quicker, and she should have made the song, you know, should have released it faster, because it just, I feel like if she had released Skin faster and quicker after Olivia did Driver's License and after all the commotion, it would have done better, but that's just my opinion, in my opinion. And then in 2022, in the summer of 2022, I was about to say Olivia, Sabrina released Emails I Can't Send, and oh my gosh, that album is phenomenal. Like, every song on there, in my opinion, is a classified hit. And in that album, she released Because I Liked a Boy, and she spilled the beans in that song. And she basically said, after all this time, after all the slut shaming, after all of the crap that she got, she wasn't even in a relationship with Joshua Bassett when Olivia did that song, when all the pictures are like resurfacing. She wasn't even in a relationship with this guy. So I found that very interesting. I was just like, oh girl, you better tell them. But yeah, now we are here. I would say, if you haven't listened to the album, just sit down, grab a cup of tea. I know that's really stereotypical, but grab a cup of tea, grab a drink, grab some whatever you like to drink, whatever. Put your earphones in, your wired ones, your AirPods, your whatever, and just listen to the album. It's phenomenal. Just perfect. It's perfect. I'd say my favourite songs are Emails I Can't Send, Vicious, Bad for Business, Because I Liked a Boy. I'm trying to think. Because I Liked a Boy. Read My Mind, Nonsense. Oh my gosh, Nonsense is phenomenal. Basically the whole album. But yeah, I feel like Sabrina could have been mainstream if her record label, Hollywood Records, promoted her, her albums a bit more. And I feel like one of the reasons she hasn't been mainstream is because she's like one of the only sort of Disney stars that hasn't went rogue and that hasn't went off the rails, which I find quite interesting. So yeah, because a majority of the Disney stars have went off the rails, like Miley Cyrus, or they just went a bit off. So she's the only one that's actually been sane and actually hasn't went off the rails, and she's actually maintained her image, maintained her, her status and all of that. But I feel like, some of the reasons why she's in mainstream is because of Olivia Rodrigo. I'm not saying it's her fault, but I am at the same time, because Driver's License basically ruined her career. And to be honest, I was questioning if Sabrina was going to be able to come back from that, because I didn't think she was going to. But she did, and she spilled the beans. And there you go. But yeah, that did definitely put a knife in her career. Definitely. And if there's anything I've missed, please comment it down below. There's more videos coming. Like, comment, subscribe. And yeah, this is Shalompopculture, and I'm out.